the thing that's been on my mind, we just covered this idea of having an opinion and having it in public. We've been taught never to stand out. And I think we're wired that way because standing out from the herd equaled death for a very long time. And that hardwiring is still there. And all we're doing is writing an email, right? Like it's not the same as a lion in the bushes, but it feels that way. You start getting worried about the quality of the writing, about the story, about what people are going to think. And you have to realize, like, often that fear operates sort of subconsciously, and we think it equals stop. Don't do that. My favorite way to think about it is just to personify the fear. For me, let me grab something. The fear has been personified by Homer Simpson's boss, who looks like this. Every time I feel that fear now, like, oh no, I'm about to do something that's scary, but it's not a lion fear. I noticed that every time that fear came up, Mr. Burns was in the room. Every time I did something cool, something memorable, that fear was present. And once I personified that fear as Mr. Burns, I realized Mr. Burns was in the room at all the good parties. Right? At the birth of my first child, right? Marriage. What am I doing? Like, I don't have any permission to do this. And so now, whenever I feel that, instead of feeling like stop, 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 don't do it, I think, oh, Mr. Burns is here, right? We must be about to do something cool. And I think that happens with our marketing efforts. It certainly happens with the way I think a real financial planner should hold a first meeting. You know, it's different than what people are expecting. What they're expecting is you to pitch them product. You're going to try and sell me something. I'm going to resist. And we're saying, no, we're going to do it a different way. Well, when you go to do it the different way, that same fear shows up. And I think we go on and on and on. Like, the way we do things currently in our industry, speaking broadly, is not working. And what I'm hoping we can do is give more people permission to do it differently. And when we go to do it differently, it's called new and novel. And when you go to do something new and novel, Mr. Burns shows up. And so dealing with Mr. Burns is actually more important, equally as important, as the technical skill of what we're going to do. And I think those two get switched around in our heads so often that we think that dealing with Mr. Burns means like, oh no, I better go do more research. And then we hide. And most real financial planners are hiding because they're really, really good technically, but they don't know how to deal with Mr. Burns, especially in public. So that's what's been on my mind. And that's really, to me, the fellowship, the goal of the fellowship was to give you confidence to do things. Because I find when I'm confident, I do stuff. When I'm not confident, I find places to hide. And I just want to see us, I'm pointing out the window. Like, I just want to, I care about you, but I care a lot about all the people out there that don't know how to deal with their money, and they're anxious and they're worried, and I get all their emails. And the only way I know how to fix that is more of us standing up, doing things differently, doing it in public. And it turns out that's a lot about dealing with Mr. Burns.